Welcome to the stage, Alison Harmelin, co-founder of Zeel, and Michelle Wie West, LPGA professional golfer.
Hi.
Hi.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here with us. I'm going to give you a little bit more information about Michelle. For those of you who don't follow golf as closely as my 12-year-old does, you've been playing since you were 10. You hold the record for being the youngest player to ever qualify for an LPGA Tour event. You went pro at 16. You never even played on the Stanford team because you were already pro. We'll get to Stanford in a second. Born in Hawaii. Your dad was a university professor, not at Stanford, but in Korea. Your mother was an amateur golfer, so there's a little bit of that in your genes. You followed in the footsteps of some family members and wound up at that little school down south called Stanford. And at one point, you were number 2 in the world in women's golf. Woo! So thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's
Thanks for having
an
me.
honor to meet you and to have you here with us. So you've been playing since you were 10. Give me a day in the life of Michelle Wie, age 10.
Age 10, I was a pretty big girl. I was 5'7".
I feel like I was too.
I was a lot taller than everyone else, and I remember just being so much more physically advanced than any other person, I guess, and qualified for a national tournament, broke the record there, and I just didn't really think about it. Everything just kind of happened. I just wanted to do better, improve myself. There was a lot of people saying that I couldn't do it, I shouldn't do it, there's no way a 10-year-old can do that. And I have like a problem with authority slightly, and anytime anyone someone tells you can't do it, it makes me just want it
all
more.
over.
Exactly. So I just wanted to prove to everyone that I could do it, and I just had fun. I didn't really think about it too much.
Interesting. Well, you did it. Okay. So on behalf of everyone in this room, some of you may know, some of you may not know, you just announced that you are pregnant with your first child.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
This is actually, if you're a Golf Channel watcher, this was like nonstop news 48 hours ago. So I remember the first time I found out I was pregnant, and that was a while back. But it's this seismic shift in how you think and feel about the world, about your career, about your health, about the future of the world. And you're probably already starting to have some of those thoughts. Can you share that with us?
Oh, it's crazy. I remember when my husband and I first found out, the world looks different to you.
Minute of.
It's scary. It's all of a sudden a very scary world, and you're thinking about everything that you're eating, drinking. Before, as an athlete, I did, but you're thinking about yourself. You're thinking about, okay, if I get 8 hours of sleep, I can play better. If I eat better, I can play better. And everything is about me, me, me. Now it's like nothing is about me. Everything is about, this child. And it's a constant state of fear slightly, but it's like excitement and fear. And, a lot of people were asking me, am I going to retire? And, if you asked that question to me a couple years ago, I'd have been, yeah, I don't ever see myself playing and having children. And all of a sudden, when we found out it was a girl, that completely changed. And now I really want to go back and play and, really have my kid be in the crowd watching me, especially because, she's going to be a girl, and I want to be a really good influence, a good role model for my girl, and to show her what a strong woman is, not just by saying it, but by doing it. And it's crazy how things completely change.
I completely relate to that. I have a daughter as well, and after having had 2 sons, I really think about when she watches me what she sees, because she will completely pattern after you. And at some point, what you don't want a girl to think is it's time to close up shop simply because I'm a mother or I'm a wife.
Exactly.
Nobody's asking that of men.
No, and I don't know why I was thinking that of myself. Before I was like, okay, I should probably, when I have kids, I should just stop everything and just focus on my kid.
Commit completely to them.
Exactly, and I kind of want to do the opposite now. Obviously care for my kid, but also set an example of someone that can do everything. And I see my friends who are working mothers. I see my friends who stay at home as well too, and that's the toughest job of it all.
That's absolutely tougher.
But I see, my athletes friends that come back after giving birth, and I'm just so inspired by them. That no matter what route you choose, it's tough. It's not easy.
My grandmother used to say, "Don't tell them, show them."
Yeah, for sure.
You can tell your daughter a million points of wisdom. Show her what you want her to be, and you're definitely going to do that. So we can go into when you were very young. You landed at Stanford University. My husband went there. He's the co-founder of the company. It changed the course of his life. I think everyone who's ever been at Stanford feels that way. How did those years in Silicon Valley affect the way you think about tech, big and small?
I really think my years at Stanford, those years were really formative in my life, and I feel like in the tech industry as well. I graduated in 2011, and that's when really things started to really ramp up in Silicon Valley. It seemed like professors were grooming kids to think outside the box. It seemed like when they were recruiting people to come to Stanford,
they were looking for that mindset.
Exactly. I know people that had a 4.0 GPA, aced their SATs, didn't get in. I did not ace my SAT.
I have a lot of alumni friends who aren't happy. You got to really bring it.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that. I think Stanford really made me look at the world differently. I think I see some of my classmates, obviously there's, founder of Snapchat. I remember him, pitching the idea, and there's so many other classmates in my class that have done the same amazing thing, and it's a different mentality. It's the same thing for, Evan as well. Like, people told him he can't do it. There were professors that tell him he can't do it, and, to show that you can do it. If you believe in something so much, to go out and prove to everyone else that, you can do it. And I think Stanford really brought that out of me.
I was at the Starbucks this morning at Stanford watching all these young people chatting, and I was thinking, this has to be the smartest Starbucks in America. It's really amazing to watch their brains percolating, and you see a lot going on. It's an exciting place
definitely
to be.
One of those really smart-ass kids in high school that would talk back to the teacher thinking I was the smartest kid in school. And then I took my first math class at Stanford, and I was like, wow, I should just stay quiet.
Right. They're not playing down there at all. Okay, so as a female co-founder, there aren't as many of us floating around events like this. And overall, the number of women in venture capital, let's say, is growing, but still challenging. So do you see this paradigm shifting, certainly with your generation? You're sort of smack dab in the middle of the millennials, but let's talk about for our children, there'll be Gen Z. Mm-hmm. Do you see that shifting? Are you watching it shift? Are you worried it's not shifting fast enough? Do you think it's not shifting at all?
No, I think it's shifting. I think it's everything's shifting in the right direction. I think, both boys and girls, I think they're given more opportunities to be creative. There's not so much, you have to be not a doctor or a lawyer now to be successful. You can really create your own path. And I think for women as well too, it's not just like we said before, have kids and that's your success. There's a lot of more paths that people can take. I think being female athletes, the LPGA, I've seen it grow over the past couple of years, and seeing girls come to the tournament, seeing girls be more confident in being female athletes, I think everything's changing. I think everything's changing for the better, and I hope to keep seeing it changing. I love seeing girl coders. I love seeing women CEOs. And it's just, I love seeing strong women being confident in being strong. I think I see a lot of really capable, strong women, but they feel shy, they feel kind of embarrassed. And I think I'm seeing a change in these women, that they're being confident, that they're not scared to be aggressive and confident in what they're capable of doing. So I hope that keeps changing, and hope for Gen Z that can keep growing.
They'll have a different experience. Okay, so as tech wellness companies go, and I think the Calm founder said it's like a $4 trillion industry. I think I heard that number. I'm honored that you're a fan of Zeel. That's very exciting. And now your massages will be prenatal massages. That is something we offer. What other wellness tech companies? I know one of them is Tonal. Do you follow? And if you were going to become an investor, what kind of companies would you be drawn to?
I love Zeel. I started using Zeel a couple months ago.
Oh, you don't have to say that just because it's me.
It's true, though. I think my parents visit me here in San Francisco just so I can order them Zeel massages.
You can order them Zeel massages in 90 cities around the country.
They're not very
Let me know where they are. I'll find them.
Exactly. They live in Hawaii. Do you think?
We are in Hawaii.
Oh, perfect. They don't know how to use the phone that well.
Our easiest rollout, but it's done. We're there.
But I just love the fact that they come to your house. I moved to San Fran from Florida, and coming to a new city, I needed someone who could work on my body, someone who could, massage and do all of that. And I just didn't know where to begin. And I just love that technology makes that so much easier.
Wild, right?
Yeah.
Who would have thought? I remember when we first described the idea to my father. And he literally looked at my husband and said, her future is an app with massage to the home. He did not look happy at all. He, frankly, hadn't at that point even heard of Uber entirely. Mm-hmm. This was early days with apps. And I think our lives are changing because I can get anything done more efficiently.
Exactly.
As a result. You'll see as a mom, when you go to bed at 9 o'clock, when your baby goes to bed at 7 and someone can be at your house by 8:30 or 9,
it's amazing.
That's found time.
Oh, yeah. We have a dog at home, and we don't like leaving him. I think I have separation anxiety from my dog. So the fact that a massage therapist can come to my house, also moving here from Florida, I had to leave my trainer. I had to find a whole new gym, and, stuff like tonal, stuff like, Peloton. It's amazing. Things are at your fingertips right now, and it's incredible. You don't have to go the old route of joining a new gym. Oh, I don't like this one. This one's icky. I'm going to try a new one. You can just try things instantaneously, and you can do yes, no, move to the next one. And if you do end up liking one, you can see how it grows with you, and I think that's really exciting.
Okay, so here, tonal is an interesting one. So we have a Peloton, and some folks feel like after the 6-month mark or the year mark or that you're no longer enjoying as much. Have you been doing tonal for a while? Are you getting any of that sort of highway hypnosis on it?
Yeah, I definitely do get tired of workouts. I think I'm like eating with stuff. I like to try this out, try that out. But I know that I struggle with injuries. So I know if I stick with one and it works and I don't get injured, I definitely stick with that one. I think tonal is great. We've installed it in our house. It's just a well-rounded system. You could do everything with it. I do enjoy going to Barry's and going to the physical classes with other people as well. But also just there are days I don't want to leave my house, and it's rainy and cold here in SF. You can't find parking.
Traffic is terrible, and there's nowhere to park, and it's not relaxing. And
so all I have to do is go downstairs and set up a machine.
Very much the same idea behind Zeel.
Exactly.
We're getting folks saying, you know what? After I've come back in the taxi and sat in traffic, I'm not relaxed anymore, and I've just spent $200 at a spa.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's move to Instagram for a second. We're all social media hungry, and my 7-year-old can use Photoshop and filtering. But I think that Instagram wellness and fitness and influencers like yourself, there's a downside to it, right? Everyone's feeling badly about themselves. How do you try to combat that negativity as a fitness icon?
It's hard. The Photoshop and the filtering, you see everyone do it. You look at a photo and you're like, oh, I don't like that photo. It's hard, but I think how I combat it, I've always been very open with my struggles, and when I go through hard times, just to be open about it. I think life on Instagram, you have a sense of FOMO, like where you feel like you're missing out on everything. Oh, their life seems so great. Why is my life? And then it's the same person.
But even you feel like that?
Yeah, and people...
you feel like that?
Yeah, obviously, every day sometimes, and then you have to put things in perspective. But I also think that, Instagram fitness influencers, like my friend Anna Victoria, she started a fitness app, and she really created this whole community of people that work out together, that can message each other through this community.
To support one another.
Exactly, and I think the internet is an amazing place. It can also be a very scary place, but at the same time, it could be a very, very amazing place where it connects people.
It could be harnessed for good.
Yeah.
I think we forget that sometimes. There's a little bit, they're calling it tech lash, which worries me a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so finally, because I know you are on a tight schedule today, you've just turned 30. Mm-hmm. You just got married, you're having your first child, but you have many, many years of golfing ahead of you. What would you tell your 10-year-old self, if you could talk to her now with everything that you have experienced and everything you've got coming up the next year?
I mean, I say this every time and people laugh, but this is like truly something that I regret is I would tell my 10-year-old self to wear my retainer.
Oh, jeez.
To be honest. I know, I get the same reaction, and I'm not saying it as a joke, because I might need to get braces again.
No,
and
I took mine off before prom with a pliers.
Yeah.
I really feel like I should also have worn my retainer.
Exactly, and they always tell you, wear your retainer, and then I didn't. And, there should be an app for that.
There is. It's called Smile to Your House.
Oh, yeah.
Every once in a while, late at night, I'm watching TV, and all these happy, smiling people. We need to get on that.
We need to get on that. Yeah, my teeth are definitely crooked again. But no, I mean, I know I've made a lot of mistakes in my career, but I think that those mistakes are what make you. I think you have to go down the wrong path for a little bit to realize that you're on the wrong path and to correct yourself. I don't think a perfect life is a perfect life. I think the imperfect is what makes it perfect.
I love that. I'm going to end with that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.